It's great to be here. It's my first time in Tirana, and I really like the city. I really enjoyed it yesterday. I was walking down. So I'm doing something right. Keep doing it. My name is Vamvakas. I'm the Service Director of ITER, and I also act as the Smart Grids Director for Intercom. And I'm going to talk to you about today about an interesting new industry and interesting new business that you may also be part of it if you like. And before I start, I'd like to tell a joke, a little story that will help you understand a little bit more about what we're going to talk today. So there's this room and there's two guys talking. And one of them is an IT guy and the other guy is a telco guy. And they're discussing who's doing the best for the society, right? So the IT guy says, my solutions, my software is the best. I can do a lot of things for our customers, provide them solutions, applications. And the telco guy says, what are you talking about? If it wasn't for me, you won't be able, my infrastructure, you won't be able to exchange data between the systems, you'll be useless. And I provide to the users a lot of information, they talk to each other. So in the back of the corner, this guy and he's laughing. So two of them turn around and say, why are you laughing? And he picks up his hand and he presses a button and he turns off everything. And he says, I'm the energy guy. So you understand that energy supports everything. And during this discussion, I would like to talk to you a little bit more about what's happening. So, Intercom Telecom, we're here for 15 years. We're celebrating our 15 years here in Albania. And what we don't maybe know is ITER is part of Intercom Telecom for about a year now. We're a specialized company in energy services. We were started our business in 2006 as a very small company. And today, actually, what we're doing is we're traveling all over the world to all of the customers of Intercom. 70 subsidiaries all over the world. I like to say that I actually live inside a plane. And we talk to customers all over, trying to understand what the problems are, what's happening, what's the market issues. And it turns out that we are in a very interesting time of history. And I would like to ask you a question. Do you know how much is the cost of 1 barrel of crude oil today? Does anybody know?
$50.
It's $47. And how much was it 2 months ago? It was 36. How much was it 1 year ago? So we're having this huge yo-yo effect in the energy. Now think of it. This crude oil does everything. It moves everything in the industry. And it's really shaping the way what we're doing today. And you have countries like the Kingdom of Saudi Arabia, which was very active in producing oil and supporting its economy, and it's shifting. It's saying, I won't depend on oil anymore, I will do other things, I will depend on digital transformation and I have a new plan. So it's very interesting times. So a little bit about ITER. I said before, we're from 2006, we focused on smart grids, renewables, electric mobility, LED lighting, energy efficiency, anything that has to do with this industry. So energy as a service. What does that mean? Well, first of all, you have to think that everything that's going on around today, everything that's supporting users today to have a better life, is either being produced with the support of energy or uses energy for its application. So it could be an IoT application somewhere in the field recording, humidity, something. It needs energy to support it. Cars. You're going to see a huge shift in how cars are being used today. Tesla, maybe you've heard of it. It's becoming very big, electric mobility all over the world. And this is going to change a lot of things as how we demand and how energy responds to us. But also smart cities need smart energy. Because today, if I remember well from the UN article that I read, about 70% of the world population lives in cities. And that's going to increase. So imagine all these people coming closer to each other, and your infrastructure has to support this. You have to be able to support all this new demand. And you don't want outages. You don't want these new people coming in, these new applications coming in, these new IoT 20 billion devices coming in, dropping the network. Because if you have that, then you have unsatisfied citizens. But also a smart country needs smart energy. Because think of it, today countries are participating in a marketplace. They are producing and they are consuming energy which they import, export from other countries. And it's really shifting the way business is being done. And it's also shifting the geopolitical implications all around. But what really is smart energy? So for us, smart energy is three things. Being able to provide energy anywhere, anytime, at any price. So, I mean, it will come someday. Wireless energy will come someday. We will get there, I hope. But the basics there is this. Instead of having to depend on my infrastructure today and having a fixed relationship with my utility, I want for 2 months, because I have an IoT new application to come in, to be able to consume energy for a specific period of time, and I want this specific period of time to be built, and then I'm gone. So anywhere, anytime, at the right price. And this is very difficult. Anywhere is very difficult. This is a picture I've taken from India. I was there, I think, 2 months ago, and the problems that people are facing is huge. I mean, the network is crazy, and they are exponentially growing as a country. So anywhere, I mean, I need now some part of energy in this building because I need to do something. And this changes the way I have to do it. Anytime, I'm changing the market because now we don't have fixed relationships like we used to have. I have a relationship with the utility bills me, etc., etc. I can be a customer for 4 months, and then I'm gone. And imagine the strain that puts into the energy industry in the billing process of the energy industry. And of course at the right price. I mean, it doesn't, we talked about the crude oil price before, $108, $35, $47. You really have to offer this in a good price for the customer, this new service. But we're also seeing the energy itself changing the business itself. So up to now we used to have one, maybe two big utilities that were the monopoly of the market, and they had almost all the market share, right? And now you're seeing competition. You're seeing even companies that don't produce energy at all, coming in, buying energy from another country and reselling it. And this is changing the marketplace a lot. We see renewables coming in, and there's changing the mix. And there's this thing that's called the parity. The parity means the cost of producing energy from renewable sources versus the cost of producing energy from non-renewable sources, like coal or something like that. And it's getting close to 1. And when it gets to 1, it's going to be a schism. It's going to be a crazy change. You won't believe it. It's going to turn the world like this. And one of the things we're going to see very closely is microgrids. So people will be producing energy in their houses, net metering or other applications, renewables on the top, and they're going to surplus, they're going to be selling to other people around them. And you're going to have batteries coming in, supporting the storage. It's really, really changing. And finally, we have the demand response things, which is very, very interesting. So users demand energy, the utilities have to respond in some way, but also utilities may come in and say, I need you, I demand you to shut down your energy consumption for a while because I have a problem on my network, and the users can respond. But most importantly, what's changing this market is the customer. And the customer in every market, and most of you in the telco business know, is king. So he decides, or she decides. And the customer is now, for the first time in many, many years in the energy business, becoming able to choose between the suppliers. And this is massively changing the way we're doing this work. Because now you can actually come in and offer to this customer, people coming in and offering to them better services, cheaper prices, and things like that. And most of you who are in the telco world know this word, churn, right? So churn was very important for the telco world. The KPI of how my users are leaving from my telco provider to another one. And this is coming a reality into the industry of utilities and energy as well. So maybe I would like to show a small 2-minute video about what smart grids is, and I'll explain how we're going to do, how we do this, how we solve it. show a little video about what's happening and what this new technology is allowing us, smart grids are allowing us. But the idea why I'm talking to you here, because most of you may already know what a smart grid is a new trend which is called smart grids as a service. And the problem was, in energy, the problem was that utilities up to now have to make huge investments in order to implement a smart grid infrastructure of their own. The network, the communication, the infrastructure, the smart meters, everything. Now the idea is that a utility or a third-party provider, could be a telco company or somebody else, comes in, does the investment by themselves, puts all the metering infrastructure, as you see on the left, records all this data, transfers over the communication network, and then provides this data to utilities or to the end customers itself. So a utility by itself does not need to do the service. I mean, in the energy business, a utility doesn't need to know IT or telco, right? Remember the first joke. But we know it. So we can do this work for them, and we can create all these value services. And in order to do this, smart meters are playing a central stage in this new trend. And smart grids and smart meters are actually, if you've seen the smart meter or not, what is a smart meter? It's like a meter you have in your house with advanced software and communication capabilities. That's it. And it's turning, you all may know it as a metering device, but it's changing. It's coming from a metering device, from a measurement device. It's actually taking part in what's called a new revolution, where it's actually talking to the house or the infrastructure, maybe a factory, to the devices inside. So standards are coming out. They are almost there, and the meter itself can control or not things that are in our electric or water or gas capacity and infrastructure with rules that we allow. That means that the utility or the managed service can send a command to the meter, the user can be informed and says, yes, I agree to shut down my, electricity fans or some refrigerators I have because I don't have any products in there, and you will give me a better price. And of course, you need a smart grid to do that very quickly. What's a smart grid? You have the meters, you have the communication infrastructure, the system that reads and stores the data, does analytics, big data analytics, as we're going to see in a moment. So how do we, as Intercom Telecom, help, or what do we do? Well, of course, we are very, very strongly involved in the project itself, the smart grid project. We've done a lot of these things. Recently, we just delivered a 60,000 CNI high volume, low volume customer segment metering project. It was very, very difficult because it's all over the country. But also we use our technology itself, like our UniMS system that was, you may know it, it's very, very well known in the telco business for controlling and supporting network elements. And we've taken this control and support metering elements. So it's taking part of our AMR process. And of course our billing suite with our ingenious platform for utilities that allows clever billing. Remember in the beginning I told you that the customer is king now. So you want to come in and for a few months maybe be your customer and then leave. You must be able to support this kind of billing process inside of your systems. And very, very interesting what's happening in this market, very, very clever, is the big data analytics, because it's huge amount of data, right? So imagine all of Albania, sometime very recently you will have meters and these are recording what the user is doing. Security is very important there. Data protection is very important there. And then somehow you want to say, who is my best customer in this segment? Who are my best customers? Are they supermarkets? Are they people in the houses? What time? Etc. Etc. So, exactly 15 minutes. Are you ready? We hope you will be, and we would like to join you in this trip. Thank you very much.